Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the infamous Sylvia channel. Good evening, guys. Tonight we have a special guest. I don't think he need any introduction, guys, because you guys have seen him during this YSL trial, RICO trial, and he's been extremely instrumental in this case. I call him the ever-ready battery. He does not give up. He keeps going on and on and on and on. No matter how much licks he has taken during this trial, he has been ticking and ticking and ticking and ticking. So without further ado, we have our attorney, Mr. Max Schardt. Hello.
Hey, Sylvia.
How are you?
I'm doing great. Do you have me off camera?
You are off camera right now.
Okay, so I don't need to do anything for people to see me.
Yeah, you need to put yourself on camera. You need to open up your camera. Oh. There you go.
I don't know how my camera got closed. Where would I be without you?
You really. Hey, it's not showing too well.
No, it's just an awful background that I picked, but okay. I'm not used to this, Miss Sylvia.
Hey, Max, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful.
You're feeling a little spicy today.
I got my lipstick on.
No, that has nothing to do with your lipstick. You sent me an email. Let's be honest. You sent an email once. It didn't come through. You sent it twice. It didn't come through. And then you sent it again. I don't know what you did different, but it came through and it said, for the third time, I'm sending this like it's my fault. My email didn't get it the first two times, like I did something.
I text you first. Yeah,
I'm going to turn off these lights in here because that glare. Okay. We got enough glare on my head, so we don't need these lights.
Yeah, we fight all the time, so please ignore us. Ignore us. We have that kind of relationship here. It's been what? How many years you and I known each other now?
Seems like yesterday.
Oh yes, I know. Well, since everyone probably knows you, but tell us a little bit about yourself.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. All right. My name is Max Schardt. I've been an attorney for approximately 18 years, something like that, maybe 19 years. Began in Columbia, South Carolina. I went to University of South Carolina undergrad, Duke Law School. Began at the Richland County Public Defender's Office in Columbia, South Carolina. Also worked for the Fulton County Public Defender's Office in Atlanta. Got a lot of great experience. Began my own law firm. I'm over on Peachtree Street in Midtown and just doing my own thing. I really appreciate the support that everyone has given us through this process. I should also say I'm married. I have a 9-year-old son that I'm very proud of. So that's me.
You forgot to tell him the lunchbox, because I know about the lunchbox.
Those secrets. See, that's the frustrating thing. Everyone says, "Oh, Max is taking so much in this trial," but the same people that pretend to sympathize with me are the people that pick at me about my lunchbox. People picking at me about my suits. Look at everything. My hyperactivity. And then you act like you care that I'm getting picked on. You're part of the problem, Miss Sylvia.
I'm part of the problem?
Yeah, you're picking on my lunchbox. And it is, and it gets the job done. It's I think it was made for maybe.
But whose lunchbox is it? Whose lunchbox is it?
I think it's my son's. I kind of stole it one day. I needed something to put food in, so yeah. All
right, let's get back to business here. So I'll tell a question. How did you get onto this trial? How did you sign up for the YSL trial?
Well, I was my client, Mr. Stillwell, who I'm very fond of. I met him in the spring of 2022 when he had been arrested. It wasn't a RICO case then. It was he had been charged with a murder. In that allegedly occurred in March of 2022. So I went out there thinking I was going to represent him on one case, and then it morphed into two more. So that's how I got involved.
So how did you and Mr. Botts get together?
Who's Mr. Botts?
You know who that is.
Mr. Botts, one of the blessings of this case is the people that I've met along the way. And that goes to Miss Sylvia, but also other people, including the attorneys on this case that I work with. And Mr. Botts, I didn't know beforehand. He's not my grandfather. He's not my father. We're not related, but I didn't know him beforehand. And he had just been brought into the case as well. And so we just been working together. So that's how that happened. I did not bring in Mr. Botts, but I'm glad he's there.
But you guys work so well together. I thought you were working the same law firm.
Oh, me and Mr. Botts? No.
Yeah, I thought it was the same law firm. So now, I know what's going on for tomorrow, right? I know, right?
Yes, you know everything. You know before me.
I know. So, what's gonna happen tomorrow? Do you know?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know. We have to be there at 11:30. Are you going to be there?
Of course, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there.
So we have to be there at 11:30. I
think I found out when you guys found out.
Maybe
yesterday.
Yeah. And so I have court at 9 o'clock. I'm going to have to see what I can get done there, and then I'm going to make sure I'm in court at 11:30. But I'm not in the know about exactly what's going to happen. I assume it's going to be scheduling matters.
Have you ever had a case with her before?
Judge Whitaker?
Yeah.
Yes. I've had many cases. I like Judge Whitaker a lot.
Okay, she's fair.
She is fair. Now, the reason I hesitated because Miss Sylvia, you know me. I'm very guarded in what I say.
I know.
There ain't no way in the world would I say a judge is unfair when I'm about to go in front of him. Now, you know that. But I will say, putting that aside, Judge Whitaker is a fair judge and she's a smart judge.
And she's an on-time judge too.
See, now you're trying to get me in trouble all the time. Just chill.
I'm just telling you from my
she's very punctual. She's very punctual.
Very punctual.
In fact, us defense attorneys need to make sure we're punctual because she's going to be there at 11:30.
She's going to be there before time.
Yeah, she'll be there at 11:25.
Exactly.
So we're going to have to make sure we're there.
Yeah. Exactly.
But yes, she is very punctual.
Okay.
But more importantly, she's fair and she's a very smart judge as well.
And I heard a lot of judges was turning away from this case from my research and my questioning because most of them don't want it.
I don't know anything about that.
Oh, okay. Okay. Guys, this is an informal interview because Max and I, we've been together for a while. I'm trying to stay serious on this interview.
So how do you see, help me out here. How do you see everyone else?
Just hit the comment. You see where it says comment?
Oh, yeah.
You see it now? Now you can see that there are comments.
No, it's not letting me do anything.
You should.
Oh, yeah.
There it is right there.
I don't see any comments, but.
In the corner, you see where it says comments?
Oh, I see. I see. I needed. Yeah, yeah. I had to. I had to join.
Yeah, did you join it?
All right, I'm with you now. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I think so.
I have a little personal pet peeve with Max that I have to handle right now. Mr. Max, why did
Yes,
you
ma'am.
not? Why did you not take my case for me when I needed you?
I don't know what you're talking about. I seriously don't know what you're talking about.
When you said, "Why didn't I call you when I got arrested?"
And did you call me?
We'll talk about it later.
I'm Miss Sylvia. I don't even remember you calling me. But if you called me, you know I would have had your back.
Okay. All
Am I
right.
am I am I, am I speaking out both sides of my mouth? Because I honestly I don't even know anything about this. I know that you
Uh,
mentioned it before, but you didn't say it at the time.
uh,
I almost
uh,
Miss Sylvia, I almost want you to go commit a crime right now.
you
So
want me to commit a crime?
so I can prove to the listeners that I would represent you.
He wants me to commit a crime, y'all. For real. All right, let's get back to business. We got some questions for the folks. Mr. Tart, it said, did you know there were missing report, Brady violation, and legal ex parte meeting with sworn witness and no recorded meeting in APD cars love? Where are the reports? Do you need to answer? You don't need to answer. Okay. They say you don't need to answer.
So I think everyone knows I love a few things: reports, surveillance videos, transcripts. I'm always asking for those things, and reports are important. I don't know. I don't know where the reports are. We've had several times where witnesses have said they've written reports, and then we don't have those reports. And then the state says they don't have the reports, and then we're kind of left looking at each other, and that's a problem. And then oftentimes the state just blames it on, oh, well, there was a hack in 2018 or 2017, and oh, well, that explains it. Well, I don't think you can just say, oh, there was a hack, so therefore no one can expect to have reports. I mean, they got to exist somewhere, and we can't just blame everything on the hack. So yeah, we're missing some reports. I agree. I want them.
Do you think you're gonna get them?
Well, if the state says they don't have them, and we take them at their word, then that means they've disappeared into the ether. So if that's the case, we can't get them. What some people don't understand, I don't think, because people sometimes say, well, why are the defense attorneys being so lazy? Why don't they get the reports? It's not like that. We can't just go to the police precinct and say, hey, give us reports. They look at us like we're crazy. We ain't giving you no reports. Who are you to have these reports? So you depend on something called the discovery process. And the discovery process is when the state's supposed to hand over all the reports that they have. So a lot of these reports, officers are saying that they wrote reports, state's saying we don't have a report. And then you're kind of, well, did the officer just make that up? Was the state hiding it? Is it lost? And we just don't really know. And, we're trying to get to the bottom of some of those issues.
So do you think you can move forward without those reports? I mean, because they're bringing it inside the case and they're saying certain things are happening, and if there's no report, can they really can they
Well,
really? Well,
people can say things happened without a report. Now, I would argue that if something important happened and there's no report, that's not the best police work. So there's that. But on top of that, the issue comes when officers specifically say, I wrote a report and then we don't have the report. That's the bigger issue. So, I mean, can we move forward like that? We'd prefer not to. We want what we're entitled to under the law, but you know, ultimately the trial court and the trial court makes that decision on what the remedy is when things are missing. And I'm not going to just if the judge says we got to move on, I'm going to make my record, but then I'm going to continue to try to win the case without the reports. So you just got to pivot and keep pushing.
Okay. How is Shannon doing?
It's tough. I mean, I could say he's good. I could say he's okay. Certainly based on the circumstances, he's doing well. I saw him today. He's doing well, but this is rough. This is rough. I mean, think about it, Sylvie. I mean, you see people come up to us. You see the other attorneys. You see the other attorneys in the courtroom. They come up to us and they say, man, I don't know how you're doing it, or I don't know how you and Brian are doing it, or you and Keith, and it's like, how could you be in trial so long? Now, picture yourself in the position of those young men. Mm-hmm. They're not coming home to this house. They don't get to eat the food that I enjoy. There's a lot of sitting around on hard chairs and hard benches and everything else. And it's a long day. And it's sad. It's sad that it's come to this.
And I know a couple of months ago, I think his mom passed away.
I don't really want to speak on that because it's not my information to tell. But okay. It's been a rough road. I know that, and I know that people have been saying that, but I just don't want to. That's not.
I understand. I understand. Well, just let him know that he's definitely in my prayer with everything that's going on. And it's a hard place to be. It's a hard place to be.
Absolutely.
All right. I have a couple of questions. It says, Max, has your client been offered a plea deal, and is there any way the feds can pick up this case?
Chris, good question. I can't answer whether anyone's been offered any plea deals, so I'm not going to touch that. Is there any way the feds can pick up the case? I mean, theoretically, under the law, there's always a way that the feds can pick up cases. I have no indication that they're planning on doing that and would hope they wouldn't. But there's a thing called double jeopardy, and that doesn't necessarily apply between the state government, state of Georgia, and the federal government. So theoretically, if I'm caught with a gun, and I'm just using it this is an example, simple example. If I'm caught with a gun, the state can charge me and the feds can charge me for the same gun. So, and there's federal laws, there's federal RICO, there's all sorts of federal crimes that, could be alleged from this indictment. So I guess it's possible, but I have no indication. I don't think this case is going federal. If it was, it would have happened already. So, yeah.
And it's pretty much of a hot mess anyway, this type of case. It's a hot mess. So prior to this case, was he in jail or was he out free?
He was out free.
So that means if a bond is requested and the judge do give him a bond, he will be out. He wouldn't have to serve any time. Is that correct?
If he were given a bond and bonded out on this case, mm-hmm. There's some other matters that have come up, but generally speaking, he would be able to bond out. I'd have to dot some I's and cross some T's, but yes, he would be able to bond out.
Okay. Because how many defendants are serving time right now of the 6? Just one, right?
Oh, you're asking, is he serving time? He's not serving time. He's not under a prison sentence at all.
Okay.
I think there's just one serving a
That's
prison sentence right now.
okay. Because I was just
And,
trying to.
and quite frankly, that case is under appeal. So
Yeah.
that prison sentence very well may go away for that gentleman.
Awesome. Awesome. I did just recently see Mr. Matthew file a bond request for Mr. Huey. Have you filed a bond request yet? Or you plan on doing that?
I have not yet. That is definitely something that is on my radar, but I want to see what happens tomorrow. What
Mhm.
happens tomorrow? What's discussed? What the scheduling is? Where we're going is going to dictate a lot of what happens afterwards.
So will the jurors be allowed to come tomorrow, or they have to wait till next, if it's next week?
I don't believe that the jurors are coming tomorrow.
Okay. All right.
I don't believe our clients. I don't believe our clients are coming tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay. Why would they misguide a witness and tell them their crime is on a dead docket and can still be prosecuted?
Okay. So I can't answer why someone would do something. I'll just explain what dead docket is. Dead docket makes a case inactive, okay, but it's still a pending indictment. Meaning, if I'm charged with, well, I'll use a gun again, a firearm offense in 2023, say, and it's indicted in 2024, and if for whatever reason the state wants to make the case inactive, they can ask to dead docket the case. Now, I can object, but if the state dead dockets the case, it means it becomes inactive. I don't have any more court dates or anything else, and it's just kind of sitting there. But it can be, the state can bring a motion to take it off the dead docket, and it would be a pending case again. So, in other words, it's not a case that's been dismissed. It's definitely not a case that's been dismissed with prejudice. So, yes, if you have a dead docketed case, the state can continue to prosecute you in the future for that event.
Okay. Now that Judge Glanville has been recused, I know there was motions previously in regard to Prosecutor Love. Will that be revisited again, or is it a dead issue?
About DA Love,
Yes.
about getting her off the case.
Yes.
I'm not certain what's going to come of that. I think that you will have some answers. I'm guessing pretty soon about that. But as of right now, I'm not sure anything's been filed in that regard.
But I know it was filed previously, because I know a couple of things are going to be reconsidered, brought back, and I was wondering, is that one of the motions that you guys would bring back because of this ex parte meeting?
The law, as I understand it, is that when someone brings a motion to recuse a judge,
Mhm.
and if that motion is not handled correctly, as we have here, Judge Glanville summarily denied that motion when Doug Weinstein presented it to him on the 12th, I believe it was. When I say summarily denied it without any consideration, or denied it without any opportunity to present a case, and did not send it to another judge to consider it. So when he denied that is a point in time where, now that he's been recused, my understanding of the law is everything that happened after that time period is now void. So,
Oh, okay.
when they're talking about rewinding the clock, look at what we did on, I think my recollection is that Attorney Weinstein presented it during lunch. So you look at everything that happened on the evening of the 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, and all of that, to my understanding, has to be treated like it never happened. Now, how do we do that? How do we tell the jurors to unsee something that they saw involved a witness? Kenneth Copeland was testifying on those days, so I don't know how we make that happen, but that's what the law is.
Okay. All right. Yes, tomorrow it will be streamed. I can answer that question for them. Tomorrow it will be streamed. I think Law and Crime will bring their camera person for it to be streamed. Okay, that's all right, I got some more questions here for you.
All right.
Okay, it says here, Max, being that you are around the other guys just as much as your client, have you developed a bond with everyone else?
How you say it? My. That's my favorite question. This is what bothers me when I get online sometimes. People say, "Oh, these guys are gang members, fancy attorneys coming in and trying to win on technicalities. Oh, they shouldn't even get a trial." I know 6 people that are sitting with us, 6 clients. Obviously, I'm very close with Shannon. Okay. Shannon says he loves me. I love him whenever we see each other. Okay. Obviously, I'm close with Jeffrey. I see him. I sit right by Jeffrey. I'm not going to say which individuals, but I wish people could get a glimpse of the young man. I make it a point to go talk to every one of the clients every day. Might be 3 minutes, might be 5 minutes, might be longer. One of the gentlemen is studying for his GED right now. Studying hard to get his GED. Got another young man that every day either myself or one of his attorneys gives him a word of the day. Just to expand vocabulary, keep the mind thinking. We have those things going on. I talk sports with them, baseball. Some of them don't know a lot about baseball. They ask me about baseball all the time because they're trying to understand it. So any sort of stimulation, mental stimulation that they can receive, they're yearning for it, because the last 2 years has been so drab and just repetitive. And so there's just a lot more there than what the indictment says. And, not everyone gets that, but as an attorney, I know that. Ms. Sylvia, I think you've seen that and you know that. And, and quite honestly, they're fortunate too, because, I'm here saying what I do, but the group of attorneys, all of us are like that. All of us are very conscious of what the young men have going on and the difficult position they're in, and all. It's almost like a community where we try to help each other out as much as possible. So I'm glad you asked that question. And I get along with all of them.
And the people don't understand, me being there as long as I have built a rapport, a relationship that I'd never expected. I expected just to come there and just, report. But even like with my relationship with you guys, even seeing the fellas, I don't communicate with them every day, but when we do eye contact, they saying hello to me with their eyes, some wave to me and things like that. And you see the human side. I don't see indictment. I don't see those type of things. I see individuals who have families, you know, their family sits near me, and I communicate with them. And that's why I try to bring out to in my channel that these are human beings that have real things going on. They're just not what everybody's claiming to be, because you don't know, you know, they just been charged. Nothing has been proven. So I think we all need to treat them like human beings. That's the way I feel about it, you know.
Absolutely. I mean, we should, you know, even if, well, I'll just leave it at that. I agree with everything you said. I don't even want to complicate your answer because it was perfect.
All right. Mike says, since cops can legally lie to you, does that extend to prosecutors?
I've never been a prosecutor. I don't know the ins and outs of what their oath is, especially dealing with suspects. It is a fact, and it's in Georgia law, and it's not only Georgia, that officers can lie to you. Like if they're interrogating you, say, you know, we got the video, and then trying to get you to confess, right? And you're like, well, if you had the video, then what do you need my confession for? But this is my favorite. I've seen cases. I'll just put it like, well, I've had a case. Okay, I've had a case where officers. I've had several cases actually where officers have been like, you know, we got the video, and when you know you didn't do it, and they're saying, I got the video, you say, well, play the video, play it, go get that video. Where's it at? So that's always funny to me. When the officers are pulling that game and that bluff, and then people are saying, you know, go get it. Show it to me.
All right. Chris has another question. Do you believe DA Love wants to win this case more than seek justice? FYI, you're killing it.
Chris, I appreciate it, man. I'm not going to speak on the DAs and
Don't get them in trouble, y'all.
It's not about being in trouble, but you know, people ask me all the time, like, what do you think they should be doing differently? It's like, well, I'm not going to say nothing. You know, they're doing their job. I'm not going to give them any advice. And we're just going to keep rolling, and I'm going to keep trying to do my job. But you know, I'm not going to comment on individual district attorneys.
Okay. Is it possible that certain witnesses would be removed at this point, even key witnesses?
I don't know what we mean by removed. So just because witnesses are on the witness list, it doesn't mean that they have to be called or they're going to be called. So there very well might be people on the witness list that are not called. So if you consider that being removed, yes, I can almost guarantee everyone on the witness list will not be called. But as far as, you can't really remove, once a witness testifies, it's very difficult to remove their testimony because the jury's already heard it. So yeah. That's usually something that results in a mistrial.
Next question is, can the case be dismissed tomorrow if a motion is filed?
That is always a possibility. Hope springs eternal, but I have a feeling that tomorrow is going to be more procedural and scheduling than anything else, mainly because none of the quote unquote defendants are going to be present. So that really limits what can be handled and discussed.
Yeah, they're not even going to take care of the motions, right?
No, I mean, I don't want to speak for the court, but you can't do a lot without. I mean, that's the whole issue with the ex parte meeting. Is that defense counsel wasn't there and the accused weren't there. So there's only a certain number of things that you can actually do in a meeting without the accused.
Meetings like, hey, what date do you have available this
Yeah,
day?
it's mostly scheduling.
Okay. So it's going to be a boring day tomorrow then.
I didn't say that. See, you're always trying to put words in my mouth.
I'm trying to help you out.
And see, I don't fall into your trap, so Miss Sylvia.
All right. In the event of a mistrial, what happens to the witnesses that were previously impeached? Good question.
In the event that a case starts over, and I'm just speaking in general terms, I'm not specifically talking about this case. In the event that a case starts over, you start over from the beginning. You have a new jury. So it just really is a blank slate. The only difference is there's a thing called prior statements. And the only difference is now all the witnesses have yet another prior statement, meaning the trial that was deemed, stopped, the mistrial. There would be transcripts from that. So everyone would have another statement made by that witness. So typically speaking, when you retry a case after a mistrial, I had this situation once when a client had a hung jury and then we retried the case. Typically speaking, the second trial is actually longer because there's one more transcript to ask the witnesses about. So imagine that.
Oh, will a jury selection be that long too, like the one that we just had?
Well, I don't want to get ahead of things because we don't know what's happening with this case. So, but
can this case continue right now from where it is?
That's going to be up to the arguments of defense counsel in the state and ultimately going to be up to the judge, whoever is presiding in this matter, who I presume is going to be Judge Whitaker, but I don't know that for a fact. We may be discussing issues about, a potential recusal of Judge Whitaker. And I'm not saying that. I have no information about that. All I'm saying is I really don't know specifically what we're discussing tomorrow. So, I just don't want to get ahead of myself and answering, well, what if this happens? What if that happens? Because right now we really don't know what is happening.
Don't know. But you know that she wants to have a meeting with everyone.
We're going to have a meeting.
Yeah. All right. Marva asks, do you think that Kenneth Copeland is being exposed to legal problem as a result of his public discussion on YouTube since he is still a sworn witness in the case?
I do not represent Kenneth Copeland. I don't know Kenneth Copeland. So I'm not going to try to give legal advice or give my opinion about what he has going on legally. I will say, and I said this the other day as well, Kenneth Copeland, through statements he's made in court and through statements made out of court, has, I think, been very important to this case in the way that he has been someone that has effectively educated the public about a lot of the stuff that's behind the scenes that the public doesn't always know about. Like Kenneth Copeland is repeatedly saying, I'm always a liar. I'm always a liar. No one ever believes me until I say what they want me to say. Then all of a sudden I'm telling the truth. Right. And he's repeatedly said that. I've seen him on YouTube saying that. And, and you just get the sense when he talks about all the law enforcement that's been leaning on him to say certain things, and all the secret meetings that law enforcement tried to have, and all the times he's been threatened to be locked up. And, he's been twisted. His arm's been twisted. And, I don't know the man, but I appreciate the fact that he's somehow been able, and I don't really understand how, to be honest, because the playbook is unique. But he's somehow been able to get the point across that he's a liar. He acknowledges he's a liar. And the only time people want to believe him is when he's saying something they want him to say. And to me, he's telling us all. He's a liar. Don't believe me. He's literally saying, don't believe me, especially don't believe me when you're putting pressure on me. But, the state is trying to put people's future resting on what he said when they're threatening to throw him in jail, which, in my opening statement, what I talk about, the Fulton County Blues.
Mm-hmm.
That's what this is.
One question too I have for you. Throughout the whole time, every time he got off the stand, I never heard the judge give him the admonishment like he gives the other witnesses. Why is that?
Oh, I don't know.
He never said anything. Don't discuss your testimony with anybody. He has never ever said it.
I don't necessarily think that's a big deal, to be honest.
Okay.
Every judge does things a little different. So, there's no textbook. Okay, when a witness is off the stand, you need to specifically say this, or you need to specifically say that. There's jury charges at the end of a case where they're pretty uniform for all judges. But the way judges handle trial, we tend to give judges leeway to do it their own way. So some judges may, when a jury comes in on the first day, they may go into a big speech about what they do and, welcome them all to the courthouse and talk about everything. And then some judges might be like, okay, let's just get to work. What are the questions for the jurors? I'm not saying one's right or one's wrong. Judges just do things differently. So, Judge Glanville does things his way. I think, if you watch another trial with another judge, things will be done a little differently. So I don't place too much in those little differences.
The reason I was asking is because I've heard him tell other witnesses every time they got on and off the stand, he would say that to them. I just noticed that was just my observation that he never said it to him. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't place too much value in that, one way or the other.
Green Eggs and No Ham says, "Where is the report? You need a T-shirt line."
Yeah, man. Or yes, lady. I do need a T-shirt line. But if I see someone walk around Atlanta, where are the reports? I'll know. I'll start laughing.
You got to get your percentage off of that then.
Nah, I don't even want a percentage. I just want it on a T-shirt.
Sports books have the over and under of comfort breaks set at 10.5 for the first week. Once trial starts back, what should I do? Okay, I don't get that.
I know what
it's a private, right? Okay. I don't get
it. He's saying we take a lot of comfort breaks, but that's true. But sometimes you need a comfort break.
She doesn't take comfort breaks like this. I'm gonna just tell you that. You know that, right?
I know.
Okay. All right. I just want to tell
you. Sometimes you need a comfort break too, though.
Well, I'm just gonna tell you. You just make sure you come back on time, okay? Do Fonnie Willis have to sign off on their bonds?
So there's two types of bonds, and again, this is not case specific. This is just me answering a general question. There are two types of ways to get a bond. You ask the judge for it, and the judge sets a bond, or the state consents to a bond, and then you present it to the judge, and we say both sides have agreed to a bond, and then the judge either accepts it or rejects the bond. So I have not seen any evidence that the state would be consenting to any bonds. So that would mean if there's bond motions on behalf of anyone, they would be heard by the judge and then over the state's objection if a bond is granted. So the answer is no, she doesn't need to sign off on bonds because the judge can order a bond without her agreement.
Based on your two arguments, right? That both sides arguing over the bond.
Right. And the considerations, just to, just for the sake of giving a complete answer, you look at, is a person a flight risk? You look at the person, is a person a danger to community? So basically, you look at the person's ties to the community. You look at their criminal history, and then you also consider other things like, are they a threat to intimidate other witnesses and things like that. So those are the considerations for bond in a nutshell. And, Miles Farley was granted a bond in this case. He's the only one that was granted a bond. He had no record, and I believe he had substantial ties to the community, and the judge granted him a bond. I think when he was severing his case off from the rest, he granted him a bond. Yeah, that's my recollection.
Yeah, he did. It was like for 600 and something thousand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
all right. Huh?
You think my wife would come get me if I had a $600,000 bond?
Of course, she'll come and get you.
You go get your husband?
We're not discussing me, okay?
Okay.
You see, you are out of order. You see how you do that? You see that, right?
So there's no cross-examination here. You just get to ask all the questions.
You see how he is, guys. He I owe you on that one. All right. If Love and Hilton are on the witness list, now will they be replaced?
That is a very complicated question. I cannot give a definite answer on. That's going to be one of those things that probably would need to be discussed going forward. But for the sake of my client and co-counsel, I don't want to start giving a bunch of arguments about stuff that we haven't discussed in court yet, if that makes sense.
Thank you. I told you that they're trying to get
that makes sense.
That makes sense.
No, it wouldn't get me in trouble, but I and we, meaning other attorneys, we're so focused on our clients and what's good for them, and quite honestly, that's why, I don't do a lot of this. I think Miss Sylvia heard a rumor that I was doing another one, and then she just
I was pounding on you.
Oh, you talking to someone else and not me? I said, hey, I'm not getting on your bad side. I'm not getting on your and did you know me the longest?
Did I know you the longest? Absolutely. Yes. We met when we were coming into the door the same time. That's how we met. You and I met personally. And you gave me your card.
Because we got both put, we were both put in the that little room that no one wants to be in for lunch.
And we used to sit in there together. That's how I know about your lunchbox. Yeah. And I let y'all inside my room. So that was my room.
Yeah, that was your room. We appreciate that.
I shared my room with you guys. Okay.
Finally, we got our own room.
So that's why we want to tell the truth here. Okay. They were in my room. I was the owner of the room and I let them in.
I agree to that. I agree with that.
So I felt slighted, guys, because he goes to somebody else before he came to me. And I was like, wait a minute, what the heck is going on? How you going to somebody else? And y'all know me personally. So Okay, iron sharpens iron. Have you felt you're self-improving as an attorney since beginning this case with these lawyers?
Yes. The
Yes.
answer is definitely yes. You got two things going on. In a case this long, you're getting reps. Just like if you're in the gym shooting 3-pointers or you're in the batting cage, you're getting reps. So you're getting reps, you're working on cross-examination, you're working on delivery, you're working on everything else. Also, you know, this is a big case. So you're a little jittery at first, you start to settle down. So, but most importantly, you know, and again, I'm going to go back to the lawyers that I'm in the courtroom with. You know, I got Bruce Harvey, I got David Botts, I got Nicole Westmoreland, I got Lamar Gardner, I got Misty Williams, I got Brian Steele, I got Keith Adams, I got Katie Hingerty, I got Jay Apt, I got Doug Weinstein. And last but not least, and I hope I didn't forget anyone. If I forgot anyone, please help me out, Miss Sylvia, because I don't think I did. But last
Trish.
but not who?
You forgot Trish. You forgot Trish.
Oh yeah,
I know
Trish.
she's an attorney, but she's still
Miss Renaud. But then father son team of Carrington Matthews. I mean, how could you not get better around those people?
Yeah.
Really, the only thing holding me back at this point is just my proximity to Mr. Kokomo. That he's constantly frustrating me. But other than him,
but he told you that I was getting on him because you had him on the show, and he told me no. You know that, right? He told you, right?
No, I saw him today. He, you know, when he talks now, I just almost don't even listen. I can't. I don't know what Mr. Kokomo might have said to me.
He says, Miss Sylvia, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Because I was like, what are you doing over there? What? He's like, he put it on you.
You know, I've known Shaq since he was in high school, since he was like 16 or 17.
Yeah.
I thought he had a promising future then.
He still does. He still do have a promising future. He's gonna be a lawyer because of you. He turned.
That was my joke, Miss Sylvia.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say, because you had a great influence on him.
I love Shaq. I love Shaq. That's just our thing where I just make fun of Shaq all the time, and he just shakes his head.
It says, okay, next question. Is forced immunity legal? I thought there was a 70s U.S. Supreme Court case against immunity compelled testimony. Good question, Mike.
That is a good question, Mike. For the betterment of this chat, I will not go into a 45-minute speech about immunity, but short answer. The state can bring a motion to the judge saying they want the person who they want to testify to be granted immunity. There's a couple different types of immunity. And so there's specific rules for each type of immunity, but there is, in the law, there's a way for the state to bring a motion to ask the judge to grant someone immunity, which essentially takes away, if done correctly and done appropriately, takes away their Fifth Amendment rights.
Wow. Thank you for that short answer. Okay, Christy says, I work in sports media, and while my co-workers have become invested too, wild how it isn't getting more network coverage has all angles from Connecticut.
Can Chris, if I ask Chrissy a question, could she answer it right now?
Sure. You want to ask her a question?
Where? I want to know where in Connecticut she's from.
What part of Connecticut? Because, you know, he likes places up north.
I assume she knows that with the handshake.
Look, he loves the north, and he acts like he's from the north because him and I had a little discussion about the north.
Just when I get upset, the north comes out on me. While I'm talking about Connecticut, I'm gonna give a shout out to my cousins that are in Connecticut that follow this case very closely.
You go with the shout out.
Sam, and Calvin. What's up?
Shout out. Okay, Thugger Daily. They go your.
Oh man, the myth. We're not even sure. I don't know what sex, no nothing. Myth and legend. Thugger Daily.
The legend, Thugger Daily. All right. So, do you believe a bond is automatically an uphill battle with charges like this case?
Good question. Well, past events would suggest that it has been an uphill battle. But the more time that passes, you have changes of circumstance, the more we can assure the judge that bond would not be a mistake. I don't know why bond would not be seriously considered. We've heard the state many times, including in that ex parte meeting, has talked about witness intimidation. And, that was thrown in by the state before we even started this case, when we were having the bond motions in the beginning. But the reality is, for anyone paying attention, we haven't heard of one instance of witness intimidation in this case. We haven't heard of any threats.
Nope.
There's been nothing like that. So there's been a lot of talk about it, but when it comes down to it, when you look behind the curtain, nothing's there. So I would hope at this point that whole idea about witness intimidation would kind of be thrown out the window, and we could have the presumption that we deserve bond, and that there's no evidence that any bond orders would be violated.
Okay, thank you for that. All right. Ashley says, my dad was a warden for 20 years. He said the judge, sheriffs, and prosecutors should be held responsible. He believes in constitutional rights. He says these men need to go home. I know you agree on that one.
So, well, that's the thing, like constitutional rights. And I was talking about this the other day. So many people hear charges and say, "Oh, well, why do we need a trial for these guys? Just throw them in prison," or aren't concerned about a fair trial based on what people are charged with. But the bottom line is, we all see the mistakes the criminal justice system makes. And when someone's freed by DNA or something after 3 decades in prison, everyone's so worried about how their constitutional rights were violated. But no one really pays attention on the front end. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter if you're rich or poor. You had the same constitutional rights. And that's really what all we're saying, is that we need to make sure that our clients receive a constitutionally fair trial. Their due process rights are respected, and the rules are enforced. And I don't think that's unreasonable. That's the rules we all go by. And if we start changing the rules just because we think we're mad at someone, then we really don't have rules. So, and this is an important case, right? Because thankfully, because of people like you, Miss Sylvia, and other reporters and Long Crime Network, a lot of people are able to watch this trial in real time and follow it. And we see flaws that have occurred. And when you think about it, like, well, what happens to Bob Johnson, who's charged with possession of meth, wandering up Bankhead one day? And, we don't know how fair his trial, no one really cares because he's poor, because He doesn't have nothing because his trial's not on TV. So we got to make sure we get this right, because if we can't get this right with the world watching, then how could we get, the average Joe's case right? So that's kind of my stance on it. We all have these constitutional rights, and we have to follow the rules.
That's right. Well, we don't have much time left, you guys, because I only promised him that I was going to be here only an hour, and I want to keep my promise. So I'm going to take 3 more questions, and then that's it. All right. All right. It says, with you're off of the case, do you think the defense now have a better chance making arguments and getting your point across without being interrupted? A better chance at a fair trial? Cause Ural was on some bull.
I'm not going to respond to that. Brandy P had to get that off her chest, and I respect her, and I respect the money that she sent infamous Sylvia. But I'm not gonna touch that. We're just moving forward. We're just moving forward.
Okay, Joshua says, in opening statement, Love said that the defense would not prove their innocence. Do you think she was trying to goat a mistrial because the state was unprepared for the trial?
I don't have insight in what goes in the prosecutor's mind, and I don't speculate. See, one of the things, the point I've been trying to make, some nasty things were said about me when I wasn't there in an ex parte meeting that were completely false, 100% false. And you can look at the transcript and see what I'm referring to. I'm not even going to repeat it, but it was absolutely false. And just because people make crazy allegations about you constantly, I don't play that game. So I'm not going to sit here and say so-and-so was trying to do something for this reason or anything else. I'm just going to continue to keep my eyes forward and worry about Shannon. And the rest of it will take care of itself.
Thank you. Thank you for that one, because I agree with you. And that's why I say trying to get you in trouble, but you can say, no, they're not trying to get me in trouble.
No, that's why I got my little jokes, because I'm not going to give any information about the case.
Okay, there's another one here, guys. I'm gonna bypass this question because it's like another loaded gun question on this one here too. All right, here's an easy one for you, and this is the last question. Final question. What's your favorite TV show?
What is your favorite TV show? I think, I don't watch that much TV. I definitely don't watch network TV. I watch sports. I think my favorite show of all time, I'd have to say The Wire.
Why?
I'd have to say The Wire. And it was cool because I was living in like a house with like 2 other dudes at the time when we watched it. So it was like we would just get beer and watch The Wire every week. And we were really into it. And then I got to rewatch it because my dad got into it. And so I got to discuss it with my dad from Connecticut.
Okay, The Wire.
Yeah, well, you don't like The Wire?
I don't watch television, so I don't know. I have never watched it, so I don't know. I'm too busy to watch television. I'm here. I'm doing this. I'm all over the place. Come on now.
You're supposed to ask me who my favorite character from The Wire is.
Who's your favorite character from The Wire? Even if you told me, I wouldn't know who it is. Who or she
Brody.
is. Who's that?
Brody. He was a little corner drug dealer, but I liked him. Solid guy.
All right. Do you have any last remarks, Mr. Max?
Yeah, this is what I'm going to plug something real quick. Can I do that?
What you doing? You going to play music?
Can I do that, Miss Sylvia, on your platform?
Are you playing music? Are you playing
music? No,
I'm
not going to play music.
Okay, then go ahead and do it then.
No, I'm not playing music.
No, go
All right. I work. No, I got you. I work. I'm going to give you this. Everyone, put in the chat, Miss Sylvia, if you can. nextlevelboysacademy.com. nextlevelboys academy.com.
Hold on.
nextlevelboysacademy.com.
Hold on. I'm slow. Hold on. Somebody type it in. Next level
boysacademy.com.
boys.com. Okay, there we go.
Okay,
Next level
I'm there.
boysacademy.com.
All right, I'm there. Generally once a week, if I have time. I've been very busy lately, but I'm linked in with that program. It's a program run by my friend Gary Davis. He's the director. We help a lot of young men that might be on bond, might have been locked up, needed a stable program to be part of their lives to get them bond, might have pending charges and need to prove themselves. And I think if you looked at the number of years that were saved off of young men's life, and I'm talking about 15, 16, 17, 18-year-olds, by being part of the program, and they turned it around without having to go to prison, it'd probably be in the thousands. I've probably sent about 15 of my clients to that program. As I said, I volunteer for the program. There's a lot of strong men that volunteer for the program. It's just for boys. And when I say boys, that's the name of the program. It's young men. It's probably as young as 12 maybe to 25. I bring my son, my 9-year-old son sometimes, because his behind is so sheltered. I want him to see some things. And we just mentoring, counseling, job preparation. A lot of the young men set up their own businesses, clothing, things of that nature, pressure washing, lawn care. And so we really just try to nurture and pour love into the young men to help them turn around. So if anyone can support that program, give money to that program, that would be very much appreciated, because we're trying to turn around lives.
Definitely. I'm going to start plugging that program into my channel. Randa wants me to put out, says, Schardt, we love you. LOL. Well, I know I do.
Randa baby show so ratchet. What's she ratchet? Ratchet Randa.
You don't want to know.
Do you know her?
Of course I know. That's my bestie.
Is she truly ratchet?
Oh yeah. She got a channel. Ratchet? Just write down her channel.
Spill the tea. Why is she ratchet?
Go. No, you just gotta ask her.
Why I can't ask any questions?
Go subscribe to her channel. You'll see why she's ratchet. You'll see.
Okay.
Write that down.
Man, I think a lot of people are going to be subscribing to her channel now.
Just watch. Just her channel. You'll see what I'm talking about. You will see. Mm-hmm.
You're just infamous. She's ratchet.
She's ratchet. Okay, but guys, okay, the program is called nextlevelboysacademy.com. Got everyone, please go and support, because this is a very good program. And he volunteers for it, y'all. He's passionate about it. Why do you look like you're frozen? Are you looking at Randa's channel? You're looking at Randa's channel, aren't you?
Am I looking at what?
Randa's channel.
No. I'll just let you plug Boys Academy. I appreciate it, and we appreciate all the well wishes and support that we've received in this endeavor. When people send me a message, tell Shannon to keep his head up, sending prayers and well wishes to Shannon, whatever, I make sure I let him know that there's people there thinking of him. And so that means a lot. So we really appreciate it. We're just trying to push forward. I know a lot of people think like we've had some big wins. My client's still in custody, and we're trying to win this trial. So we really haven't won anything yet, but we're just pushing forward and staying humble. But we appreciate all the support that y'all give us.
The win is coming. We know. We've been praying for you guys, and we know it's going to work. It's working out now. It's working out. I'm tired. And he also get messages of y'all trying to tell on me because he came after me one time. So Miss Sylvia, what are you doing on the your channel?
No, I was just concerned as a Fulton County motorist. I was just a little concerned when you're always driving and live streaming. I just, there's a lot of ways to die, but getting run over by a crime reporter during her live stream is not the most glamorous way.
Yeah, now you guys know why I have to get off my live when he's because he.
Mm-hmm. They know, and they've seen you do it.
This is such a weird relationship.
I'm going to leave in a second, but did we get good numbers? Did you get good numbers, Miss Sylvia?
We had like 16.
Did you get good numbers?
You know, I never get good numbers. They don't like me. They don't like me. If I was Thugger Daily, they would be all.
Is that good?
You know, if I was Thugger Daily, they'll be all over. But you know, since it's me,
listen.
They don't do that.
Don't be like that, Miss Sylvia. Miss Sylvia, you just put in your reps. You're gonna get there. But let me ask you this. This is all I care about. Did my appearance get bigger numbers than Doug Weinstein's? That's all I care about.
No. Doug got more.
That's a lie. I don't believe
I'm telling you, Doug had almost had 2,000 people in the chat when Doug was there.
1,600 is almost 2,000, Sylvia.
No.
And this is the other thing. I bet Doug's smart with computers and everything, so he probably created a bunch of bots that just showed up. See, I don't know how to do all that, but Doug knows how to do that.
Did y'all hear him? It's a competition with this man here, y'all. It's a competition.
Well, and now it's been revealed that Doug is cheating, which really burns me at this point, that he's creating bots to get numbers. And that is...
He's disappointed. He's disappointed. But they all love you. They just didn't show up for you. Well, they love you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. You need to have Doug on again to address these concerns.
You know what? That's the only reason why
Sylvia, how long do you stay? Miss Sylvia, how long do you stay live?
With Doug?
After I leave. Well, after I leave, how long do you stay live?
I don't know why.
What do y'all talk about?
We talk about you afterwards. I'm going to talk about
this case. What, y'all talk about this case, or
no? I'm going to talk about you. I'm going to talk about you.
Okay.
How they like you, how they feel, what you know. I'm going to talk about you.
Okay.
But I see now, the only reason why you came is because you wanted to compete against Doug. So it wasn't because of me.
Well,
not because you.
I wanted to show off my Easter suit too. That was the other thing. So mission accomplished.
Does it match? Does jacket match to your pants now?
Man, let me tell you something. Can I address this right now? Because
go ahead, address it. Go ahead.
Shaq was like, bro, they're clowning you today. And I'm like, what they clowning me for? And I'm like, and he's like, what you're wearing? I was like, well, what do you mean what you're wearing? They saying your shirt doesn't match your jacket. I mean, your pants don't match your jacket. They're different colors. And I'm like, man, there was no jury there that day. So when there's no jury there, you don't have to wear a suit. So I'm like, no one's ever heard of a sports coat. And you know, Shaq, oh man, just people crazy, Max. People crazy, Max. You know, he didn't have any explanation. You know, I'm like, you know, they just clowning me. I'm like, what'd I do? Maybe it didn't match. I don't know. I should ask my wife before I left the house, I guess.
Yeah,
maybe I need to check with you before I walk into the courtroom from now on.
Exactly, because let me tell you guys, the stuff y'all be putting in these chats, they see it and their feelings be hurt because they be like, "Why do you say that, Miss Sylvia? You let them say that about me?" I'm like, I didn't even know. He gonna come at me talking about Miss Sylvia. You let them talk about me like that?
You were the host.
No,
You were the host?
it was on Law and Order. I mean, Law and Crime. It wasn't on my channel because I don't let them talk about y'all in here because I be zapping them. Boom, 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 boom. I don't do that because they have
why do you suppress their right to free speech?
So you want them to talk about you?
I mean, people gonna talk.
But then you come to me like, Sylvia, why you let them talk about
okay, man, you know I just like to give you a hard time, Miss Sylvia.
They said, would you want to be ambassador? Look, somebody wants you to be ambassador of GQ magazine.
Man, yeah. If that's not GQ asking me that question, I think that's a hypothetical that doesn't exist in reality. But if that is a representative of GQ asking me that, I would love to just be mentioned in a corner of GQ magazine. I don't think I'm really a GQ guy.
All right, Randa wants to come up. Hold on, Randa. Let Randa come up because she's got to ask you a question. This link is for Randa only, y'all. Randa only.
Oh, this is Ratchet Randa?
Yeah, Ratchet Randa.
Oh boy.
Here she go. Here she come.
When you say here she comes, what's that mean? She's gonna pop up out of the screen?
I'm gonna bring her up when she comes up. When she hit the link, I'll pop her up.
Oh, so okay. What does Ratchet Randa talk about?
Okay, there she go. There she go.
Hey, Schardt.
Hey, baby.
Look, do not listen to Sylvia about coming on my channel because I don't need you to see me out of character. But I did have to come on here and say you're doing a great job.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So what do you discuss in your show?
I be trying to keep her in check too. I be trying to tell her to stay off her phone. She don't listen. When she driving, I be getting on her too. She do not listen.
No, I mean that's obvious, but I believe you. But
She hard-headed. Look at her face.
I'm trying to plug you now. What do you talk about in your show?
Ooh, you don't want to know. You don't want to know.
She's off the
talking mess on my channel. You don't want, it's way different from Sylvia's channel. You don't want to know.
She don't do the prayer thing on her channel.
Hey, my name, look, you see I had to come up here and I had to put my name Randa, baby, not Ratchet. I don't want you to see, I don't need you to see the Ratchet side.
Okay. All right.
But I'm on vacation. I had to click the link. I was like, ooh, girl, send me the link because you got him on the show. I got to say hey to him.
I thought you were at the airport.
Huh?
She's at the airport.
I'm in Punta Cana.
Oh boy.
I'm with my lady.
Uh-oh. Look at that.
They eating. We all eating.
There it is. Well, I appreciate your support. And y'all have fun and be safe, okay?
Thank you. Thank you. Bye, y'all.
Now, Schardt, everybody's trying to come up now. Didn't you say you have to leave?
Yeah, I gotta go.
Two more people trying to come in here, so I'm gonna let you go because okay. You're never gonna leave.
All right.
Well, all right, guys.
Hey, Miss Sylvia, I appreciate you having me, and I appreciate the attention that you're paying to this case, and you continue to pay to this case. And I'll see you tomorrow. All right.
I'll see you tomorrow. All right. Bye. All righty. Thanks.
All right. Take care.
Okay. Bye-bye. All right, guys. There we go. Hey, Cat. Okay. Hipster. What are you doing?
Hey, all I want to say is it just warms my heart that he is giving to that next level boys academy. And I want everyone listening to think about this. What if all of the money, the wasted money for this trial went to a program like that? Would that not make society better than what we're doing here?
Yep, I agree.
And God bless you and love you. And talk
I
later.
love you too, hipster.
Bye.
Bye, honey. All right, guys. That's it. Did you guys? Well, let me tell you, Mr. Matthews. I had a conversation with Mr. Matthews this afternoon, and he's promised me he's going to come up because he keep getting cold feet, but he says he's going to come up. So what I probably end up doing with Mr. Matthew, he probably don't want to do a live, so I'll probably do a interview with him and do like an upload with him, because he doesn't want to do the lives. He says, Miss Sylvia, you know I don't do these lives like that. I said, come on, Mr. Matthew. He says, okay, I'll talk to you about it later. So hopefully he'll come on. All right, hold on. Max, hey Max. Max, you're on. Okay. Okay. Thanks, Sylvia. Thanks, Sylvia. Your energy with these defense attorneys, unique and good show tonight. Always, guys. When I tell you, we have developed such a wonderful relationship, because I told you they were in the room with me every day. I used to just have them, just hammer them with questions, and I developed a relationship with them. And I told them, I will never be without an attorney because I know these guys, and anytime I need some sort of some legal thing, they're like, Miss Sylvia, call me, Miss Sylvia. So thank God that I'm able to get this opportunity. Have a fun time in PC, Randa, look, they saying, Sylvia, what's Ranch's? Okay, y'all. Everybody wants Randa's link. Randa, put your channel in here. Oh yeah, he does. He smells good. All right, there go Randa's link right there. When there it is. Don't listen to Randa. There it is right there. There go her link. Hit that link. And please, guys, if you can, donate to nextlevelboysacademy.com. What's my email? My email is sparks1565@gmail.com. Okay. That is the email. I want to address something. I'm going to in this live and do another live. I want to address something for Woody. I want to address something because somebody put out a lie and I needed correction, and I need to I'm going to read Matthew's motion as well. Well, my girl Liz is going to read it. And don't be trying to be mean to my Liz either. Y'all been kind of like acting ugly to my people. Don't do that, because she volunteered her time. She volunteered her time, so don't be mean to Liz, because y'all tried to offend her the other day, and I didn't like that. I don't like that. If she's volunteering her time, y'all should be nice. All right, but I'm going to end this live, and I'm going to come back. You too, Win. I have a good one. I'm going to end this live, and then I'm going to come back because there's some things I want to address. I want to address the lie that guy did on Woody. And I want to come back for Mr. Matthews' motion. And also, I want to address some other things in regarding to our chat. Okay? I need to address some things because we got to get some things in order. Okay. So I'm going to end this live and I'll come right back. You guys have a great day. Those who's not coming, I'll see you guys later. AJ, I don't want to address it now because this is for the interview. We're gonna do. Let me end this and address it. All right. I see you in a minute. Bye.